Hi. We're going to talk about how to make lanterns, very simple lantern. In our Mid-Autumn festivals, one of the highlights for the children are certainly making their own lanterns, displaying their lanterns amongst all the other children. So I'm going to show you a very quick demonstration of how to make very simple lanterns. Basically, 2 pieces of paper. Okay, now I have 2 pieces of paper, different colors would be good, but any color, any sort of color paper really to your liking. Something for decorations. I've got some stickers here and some leftover sort of for my red packets patterns. They look quite good, and I have a little tassel as well that I bought from Hong Kong. You don't have to have any of those, or if you want, bring your own stickers and your own decorations. Okay, have some smiley faces and some hearts as well. So these are stickers that I'm going to stick on at the end. Right, very simple paper lantern making. The first piece of paper, they're all just A4. Okay, the first piece of paper you need to fold landscape in half. Okay, the reason being is to make this pattern. Okay, it's easier to cut where the fold is from the middle. Okay. I have marked myself a line here to make sure that I don't cut to the edge, right? So this is going to form the outside of my lantern. This piece of paper is going to fold the inside, which is the body of the lantern. And I'm going to fold it into a cylinder, or roll it into a cylinder like this, okay, later on. Now, this paper and this piece of paper cannot be the same height, okay? Depends on how tall you want your lantern is. The cylinder height is very, very important. So you can see I don't want a lantern that high. I'm going to cut it down. So I will mark the paper. And then I'm going to cut a strip. Right. That will establish the height. Not quite. Maybe a little bit more. This, save it, because you can tell it is the handle, okay? We'll save that one till later. And that, I'm going to cut a little bit more. And I'm going to use that little bit for something else as well. So the more accurate that you cut, the better it will stand. So the idea is you can make a lantern about this height, a little bit taller than my original one. Okay, right, that's going to stay aside. Don't touch it. You're going to see the outside casing. So you can see I have marked down the strips. Now, most important, you cut from the middle, okay? So you will cut the strip right up to the line here, which forms the top band of the lantern, okay, and the bottom band. So just cut them. Sorry, this might take a little while, and wasting a lot of film here. So in the old days, when I was a child, there's not as many not much paper around. We made our lanterns using all sorts of resources that we can get our hands on. So we used the skins of the pomelo. You all know that the pomelo, which is the yellow fruit, okay, it's quite large. So when my mum used to buy the pomelo, she will open it up, but she'll open it up so that it folds out like a flower and save the skins for us. Because what we do is we carve the skins out into little patterns outside, and then we put the folds together and have wires on the top to make our own lantern that way, and put a little candle inside. So those are lanterns that we made when we were children. But nowadays, you know, it's safest to just cut paper. And you can make all sorts of different lanterns as well. If you're very skillful, artistic, and follow, I'm sure, some of the websites about craftworks, making lanterns. Okay, so once you've cut from the middle, you should have something like this, right? Just try it. See if you can hold it out into a calendar. That's your outside casing. Right, okay. This is what you need to do now. Pritt stick, very important. You need to stick the two pieces of paper together, but there is a way to do it. Okay. What I do is I put the glue on the outside casing, the inside of the outside casing. Okay, so the inside of this piece of paper. Now, if you don't want the, because I have drawn with pencils, you don't want the pencil mark, all you need to do is to fold it out the other way and use this as the outside. That covers the pencil marking. Okay, so anyway, we're going to put the glue on the inside. Piece of paper, stick corner to corner on the top. Like that. Okay? Before you do anything else, take your handle, put it in the corner. So you can either glue it down, and what I normally do is to secure it with a bit of sellotape, or of course, the stapler. Okay, right. That's the handle, one side of the handle. Okay, turn it round, glue again, okay, on the outside. Lift up your paper and glue to the edge, okay? Edge to edge, corner to corner. That's the important bit. Why? Because when you fold into a cylinder, you should get something like this, okay? And that's a better one, isn't it? The smaller you make the strips, the better it's looking all the time. Okay, so you can make the lantern a little bit taller if you want, then the strips are not so sort of flattened out. If you want it shorter, then it's a bit rounder, a bit fatter that way. Okay, so now what we do is we stick them together. I secure it in place with sellotape. Right, I tend to stick to my finger all the time. You might have to maybe push one of the strip in order to overlay it, okay? To overlay it a little bit. That's working quite well. And of course this, a bit of glue, stick down in the middle, there, okay. Secure, always secure with a bit of sellotape on the inside. I'm going to use a bit of sellotape to tape the middle bit as well, so that it won't fall apart. So make sure the cylinder is secured like that, like so. We're halfway there, almost. The little bit of strip of paper, what I do is I just cut it in half, like, okay. In order for me to put the little tassels at the end, I have added like a little handle, but flatter handle at the end bit. So this is what I do. You can use glue if you want. But I use sellotape. Stick it in the inside again. Right, so I'll get my tassel out. Here, like that. I'll thread it through first. Just test it. Yes, it's working. Okay. And I'll glue it down the other side. So your basic lantern is done. What you can then do is to pick some stickers, and I always like to put some flowers on the handle bit, because it reminds me of like basket, isn't it? Basket of flowers. So I'll put that here like that, and maybe another one underneath like that. But it depends on what resources you've got, really. I haven't got another colour flower, so I'm going to leave that one blank. I'm going to put some lovely stickers anywhere you want, really, but I tend to put it on the top like this. Just space them out a little bit. You can use stickers, you can use glitter glue, you can use paint, you can use well, anything that you want, really. But I tend to use whatever I can find in my home, because I did have a lot of art and crafts workshops before, so I will use up materials that I can find from home, and any reusable materials as well. So it looks quite nice. Basic lantern. Happy Mid-Autumn Festival.